Right, hi. So let's start. Hi and welcome. I'll say welcome to also the people that end up watching this on other platforms, so YouTube and things like that. But this is in the group, and if I end up sharing it with my business page too. But here we go. So I'm going to do a mini workshop on how to work with goddess energy and how it brings in for well-being around you in abundance. So if anyone does join me live, I don't know if it'll come up and say if it'll show it me, because I've only got my phone with me at the moment, and if you're watching on replay, you can say #replay. If you're coming at a later date, that's fine. I say I haven't gone all out to advertise this, as I'm building up the workshops as I go, building up momentum and building up the group. So if anybody is interested, or you think they'd be interested in joining, then you have full permission to share the group. Okay, so the workshop is about working with goddess energy, but before we get into that, I will introduce myself. Lots of you already in this group do know me, but for those that don't or will be seeing this for the first time, or me for the first time, I'm Tina. I predominantly work as a clairvoyant medium, but also I also do holistic therapies. I do Reiki. I'm a bit slightly like what do you call it? Like I like to do a few different things. It keeps me going, but predominantly I do quite a lot of readings. So my background is hair and beauty and holistics. I am a mother of 5, so lots going on. My pages that you can go on to me is Indigo Holistic Medium. You'll find me on Instagram with that, or Facebook. You know, I think I can't remember if I'm Indigo Holistic Mediums or Indigo Wings on YouTube. So that's me. I might do a little introduction another time, but predominantly I work as a clairvoyant medium, and I'm nattering on. So let's get into the goddess energy. So I've written myself notes. Hi Sarah. I've written myself notes because I don't want to go off. So some of it will be channeled by spirit, and then just to keep myself on track, I've got my notes in front of me. So goddess energy. So a goddess energy is within us all, male or female. And talking about goddess energy would mean that it is the divine feminine, as some call it. It has no rhythm or ties to a particular thing or religion. It is within the essence of what makes us up as the spiritual selves of who we are. So you have the divine feminine and the divine masculine that's in each of us, and there is a balance to be had in that. Okay, so spirit wanted me to immediately talk just about those. So the divine feminine is the creator, the creation, and the nurturer part of ourselves, compassion and empathetic energy. It is the energy of growth and intuition. Okay, so the masculine is where we have the focus, where we create boundaries, where we say your yes and no's, where we can be a force of willpower. Okay, so having a good balance between those two is part of that energy. Okay, so that's what they first wanted to do. So we have a connection to ourselves and higher realms within this energy. We have empowerment to come to us if we connect to that energy, and we have some self-discovery of where we are. So connecting to goddess energy within ourselves is to be true to ourselves, to be true to our pathways, and open our voices up to where we want to be, what we want to do, and digging deep within ourselves to know what we want to do. Okay, again, that comes in with the balance of the masculine and the feminine, okay? But ultimately, that inner wisdom is with us, okay? And we often don't trust ourselves to make decisions. We can't see clarity and we get frustrated. I know, been there lots of times. So it's about showing ourselves some compassion and being empathetic to yourself, because we are our own worst enemy, right? It is about celebration. The goddess, if you think of it, is celebration. It's an energy of creativity, of nurture, of honouring our cycles of who we are at that moment in time. It is honouring our cycles of body, mind and spirit. Okay, so if you are any means, the one way that you can connect with goddess energy is moon cycles, okay? So we would have a journal and see how we feel, how we reflect how we feel in different cycles of where we're at, okay? So we would then honour those in times where we need to withdraw, relax and give ourselves some time out, or in times where we are more vibrant and need to push forward. We are honouring those cycles of that goddess energy within us, okay? So it's understanding where you are. What's your body doing? What is your mind doing? And what is the sense of intuition, i.e. your spirit or higher self wanting or doing at that time, okay? So a big part of goddess energy is self-love, because self-love is your first foundation, okay? If you cannot look in the mirror and say, I feel good about myself and it doesn't matter about anything, I'm a good person, it doesn't matter how you want to phrase it or look at it, but it's about self-worth and self-confidence in, you know, who you are at your core of your being, okay? So self-love, and self-love is also self-care, okay? So we want to create some sort of inner harmony within ourselves, and this creates this nice circle, okay? And I am being shown the triple moon symbol there, which I'll get onto in a bit, because the goddess that wanted to come through is also the goddess of the triple moon sign, okay? So that's perhaps why that is coming into, but we are tapping into some vital energy that streams through us. It goes straight into the ground, into Mother Earth, and goes straight up to the sky, to Father the Sky, okay, or Mother Moon. So that energy needs to balance out, and that's where your self-care comes from. That's where your self-love comes from. That comes from understanding where you are, honouring the cycles of where you're at that time, okay? So let's have a look. So self-care, we'll go back onto some of the things that I've popped on, but I'm leading by spirit leading me to. So self-care would be those rituals that we do in giving ourselves time. And maybe you love a shower, maybe you love a bath where you can do candles and bath bombs and give yourself that energy there. Maybe so a ritual of saying that I'm giving myself this time, that is self-care, that is self-love. So the other one would be self-care, would be to look after yourself, to look after your body, mind and spirit. So what ways would you look after yourself? You would be very mindful of what you eat. Now, I'm not telling you not to have the pleasures, because that's also part of the goddess energy. Pleasure is a goddess energy. So it's not to withhold or restrict or to punish. But the goddess energy is replenished by rewarding your body and honouring your body with good things, as well as those pleasures as well. So there is always balance in everything that comes our way, I will say, as I'm talking to spirit. But then also the mind, you would self-care, maybe journaling, so you could write things out, if you know that. And not everybody is going to like every suggestion, but journaling, it means that you are literally releasing from what's going on in your brain and taking it out and popping it down on paper. You could set a recorder on your phone and just talk to your phone. If you've got trusted friends and family, you could talk through and release what you need to release. It's speaking your truth as well. So perhaps if you are holding back on something that needs to be verbalized, this can create a block. Now, I understand not every single thing can actually be verbalized, because, you know, that's the way of life. But you can block yourself in motions and things like that by internalizing things too much. So journaling, talking to a trusted friend or family, or actually if it is a situation where you do really need to create a boundary, and that boundary means verbalizing something and releasing that block. Okay, so another way would be self-care and self-love. We would perhaps, you know, do all those things. I've just heard spirit say, have a date night with yourself, where you would do your hair, you know, maybe putting a face mask on and all that. So hearing spirit saying have a date night. But this is mind, body and spirit care. Self-love is your most important thing when it comes to the goddess energy. And then, you know, obviously you show yourself love and appreciation by showing your body, mind and spirit all those different appreciations of who you are and celebrating who you are. Okay, you deserve to celebrate who you are. So it's connecting to that feminine, that divine. I'll just say hello to Donna and Julie. I don't know if I'll be able to see any comments, but it's showing me people that are watching. Okay, so we'll carry on. So like I said, I feel like, you know, that there are fundamental things in those situations where we want to unblock those energy points. And spirit are actually talking about, I don't know if anybody knows about tapping. I'm not going to do a tapping session, but you can tap parts of your body and say certain words, and this will allow your body to release. Okay, so any blocks that you have about maybe where you need to tap into that goddess energy, and it is blocked, it can be blocked verbally, it can be blocked in other ways, and it's just releasing it and letting go. But you would let go in that form of journaling, as I've said. You can let go of it in many different forms. Okay, so other ways to bring the goddess energy in, or a positive energy in, is that you treat yourself how you want others to treat you. So stop being so harsh on yourself, stop being so critical of yourself, stop judging yourself so harshly, and we all do it. So it's like, how do I treat the next person to me? How do I want them to treat me? And how am I treating myself that same way? Am I treating myself as a true goddess? Am I treating myself with that energy? The other one is surrounding yourself with as much positive energy as you possibly can. That's people, situations and energies where you are putting yourself in that. And I know that you can't always remove yourself from negative things. It's, you know, it's the way of life. But where you can, you are asked by the goddess energy to provide yourself with a positive surroundings. So going on to surroundings as well. So you can create a surrounding of positive energy with around you. So that is a transformation of, it can be very, very simple. You can surround yourself with nature, which is the goddess as well, Gaia. So that would be plants and flowers, and I'm also hearing rocks, but that'd be crystals as well. It's that surrounding, that thing. So when you walk in to your home, you feel good. You feel the surroundings of positive energy, and it filters into you. Okay, it filters into where you're at. So if you are feeling really comfortable where you're at, or you feel very bright and vibrant, you know, different energies, then surrounding your, where you surround yourself also fills that bucket, I'm hearing bucket, fills that energy up, and does not deplete it. So that's one of the ways. I would also say create a list for yourself. Create a list of things that either that you're really good at, or that you really enjoy, that you really aspire to, or your little secrets of, you know, things, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. You're really good at drawing stars. There you go. Spirit, give me that. But it's like one of those things that I can say, but I'm not going to let it out to, I wouldn't do it in public, but I'm quite good at it, meaning I'm good at singing, but I don't want to sing in public. I don't like drawing too much attention to myself, you know. So there would be a talent, or there would be an energy. So it's coming up with 10 things, and there you are filling up and making yourself, yeah, I'm good at this. Or it can be really, really small to really, really big. We are inviting the mind to encourage self-love and self-awareness and self-confidence, in saying that we are good. For some reason, I haven't got my nails painted, but you know, for some reason they just give me nails painted. So that could be a self-care thing, you know, looking after your nails, or you're really good at painting nails, a mix and match of those things. Let's see what else says. You can create special places within your home, going back to surroundings. So you can create an altar, and dedicate that to goddess energy. Create affirmations around that, what you want to bring into your life, with it being abundance and well-being. Well-being is something that you can take control of, and then it flows and comes in. Okay, so creating an altar with the flowers and the crystals, and dedicating it to a goddess that you're drawn to as well. So you can do an outside goddess. We all have the inner goddess, but you also have you can call in on the deities of outside goddesses that you feel drawn to at the time. Have a statue, have a card with there, because I've got goddess cards there, so you could go through a deck if you got one and feel like you're drawn to her, and pop her on your altar. Creating surrounding yourself with things you love and that bring you joy also filters into that goddess energy and that feeling of well-being and abundance. So, as we were saying about balance there, it's been brought back to me about the feminine and the masculine. So the masculine energy has to come in, and we all have the feminine, we all have the masculine. The masculine is clear communication. So if anyone's watching and feels like they're slightly blocked at the moment, maybe they've not been able to voice themselves, then we've got those barriers. We don't want barriers. They don't serve us. We want boundaries, not barriers, boundaries. Okay, boundaries are healthy. They say to another person, I'm good with this, but I'm not good with, where you're at. A boundary or kind of enforces and pushes you back also. It kind of doesn't let you fulfill your potential by creating a barrier. It creates blocks. So whilst we want to create healthy boundaries, and those are personal boundaries too, we can cross our own boundaries. We can stuff ourselves up, and do things that we know aren't good for us and we shouldn't be doing. And so therefore you've crossed your own boundary, you've crossed your own thing that you shouldn't be doing. Okay, so it's all about healthy boundaries for you, and it's all about healthy boundaries from outside of you too. This is creating a goddess energy within that zooms out. Okay, you feel that vibrancy, you feel that energy, you feel that feeling of motivation when you connect to that goddess energy, when you connect to the higher self. Okay, so ways that you can do that also, carrying on, would be moving your body. So we're going into body, we've done mind with the journaling and things like that. I'll go back to the spiritual as well, but we are dance, we can do yoga, we can walk, we can run, do whatever you're capable of. Dance is a really good one, even if you're just like, just doing a little bit, you can't, maybe you can't do a lot, but you can move your hands. It removes stagnant energy from us, from our body. So if you actually shake, if you get up in the morning and have a bit of a shake, then you are removing stagnant energy and getting the body to move up and wake up. So therefore you are bringing in a good positive energy by shaking it off, putting a God tune on and shaking it off. Another way to, because creativity is part of the feminine, the goddess energy is creativity. So that would be, again, I'm saying music, putting some music on, enjoying it, high vibrations, putting on the best things that make you feel really good. Art, if you're quite arty, that can make you feel good. So the goddess energy is a lot about pleasure. It is a lot about intuition. It is a lot about self-love. So creating a hobby for yourself. Hi Carrie. Writing, if you're a writer, writing things down, like we said before, journaling. It doesn't have to be about your thoughts, your personal thoughts. Writing, it can be anything at all. So if you've got a book inside you, there you go. Any type of craft. Also, so we're tapping into the creative side of the goddess, which she is creative. Okay, and I know people say, oh, I'm not creative at all, but you will have some sort of creativity in you. It can be all sorts of things. Creativity isn't just one thing. Okay, it's just so many things. There's so many likes of everything that we do nowadays. So it doesn't matter what it is that jumps to mind to you. It's creating a creativity around you, and that's part of a goddess energy. So meditation is your spiritual connection. You can connect to the goddess within and a goddess outside as well through meditation. So going within yourself, giving yourself silent time, giving yourself some music to listen to, listening to a guided meditation also with the goddess energy. So there is your spiritual side, the goddess there. I am actually hearing drums for some reason, so maybe some of you would be interested in shamanic, I can never say it, shamanic drums. So the deep drumming there, and let your body take over and let that energy come in. But we have that crystals. You can connect to that goddess energy through crystals. So you have the moonstone, which I don't have one with me, I don't think, to show you, but the moonstone is a very feminine crystal. All females really should have a moonstone. And then we do have carnelian, which one makes me laugh because it looks like a little alien to me. You see, this is carnelian, another divine feminine crystal. Really good for time of the month and that type of thing. Honouring your cycles, like I said earlier on, so honouring our cycles, honouring what our bodies are doing at this time, honouring what our minds are doing. You can sit with a crystal that you're drawn to. I mean, I'm wearing rose quartz, which is the crystal of love, self-love. So we've been talking a lot about self-love. That's a goddess energy. I was going to show you this a little later, but this is selenite and it is a athame or part. What happened is my youngest child decided it'd be really great to snap it. So he's a little terror. But it's still the same, so athame, selenite. So what it does is cuts cords. So you would use it as a metaphysical energy of cutting cords, cutting away negative energy with it, and use that for. You can use it in a stick form as well. You don't need to necessarily have an athame, but you can have it in a stick form. So those are the goddess, inner goddess workings. So think of mind, body and spirit when you're working it. Think of self-love and self-care. Thinking of the mind in that you're releasing, letting go, journaling, voicing what you need to voice. And spiritual, you are connecting to her. You're connecting to the higher self. You're connecting to that inner goddess and letting her talk to you and bringing clarity. So I might do you a little mini meditation to connect to that goddess energy too. But first of all, I wanted to do an outside goddess who was coming to me, which was Hecate, which is a great time for Hecate, as she is the goddess of like witches. Okay, so she is known as the deity of the underworld. She is the goddess of crossroads. So if you're at a crossroads, she's transitions, and she's the goddess of magic and night, so spells and rituals. So she would help you out. She helps with creating boundaries, which is one of the things I've been talking about. So to be a healthy goddess with well-being and wanting to bring in that abundance to you, boundaries are super important. So creating healthy boundaries that you stick to and healthy boundaries that others stick to as well. Okay. Hecate is known as the goddess of all realms, so she is the goddess of heaven and earth and seas. She holds the thresholds of hedges and gates and open ways. So you can work with her with meditation, spiritual work. She's the goddess of talking to ghosts, if you want to put it in that form, so clairvoyance as well. She allows you to help you with your deep intuition, where you want to get those answers. She's also known for her moon powers, connection to other goddesses as well. So if you want to work with the goddess Selene, she's a moon goddess. Persephone was also a goddess, very much connected to Hecate, because Hecate found Persephone in the underworld by holding a torch and taking Demeter, her mother, towards her, and she became her companion, and she stayed with Persephone to help her and be a friend to her. So she held the torch in the dark for her and showing the light. She's also known as the triple goddess, so often you will see her in statue form in 3 forms, so you'll have it in different ways. So you will often have the association with her with a triple moon symbol too. So think of the maiden and the crone. My mind's gone blank. The maiden, the mother and crone, that's it. The mind, it just went then. So often if you ask for help with Hecate, she'll come into dreams. if you're wanting to do shadow work, that is where you are releasing things from your mind, and we all have shadow sides. We all have things that we need to release and let go of and work through, and Hecate is very good with shadow work if you're wanting to do that. As I said, she's a torchbearer, so she will guide you through that dark time into the light. So symbols that are around her, if you start to see a lot of these symbols around you or you see them in dreams, she's particularly known for dogs, especially black dogs, deers, snakes and spiders. Yes, she is the goddess of witches, so snakes and spiders have a bit of a bad rep, and we might have another, maybe a workshop on animals where we bring in that, but snakes are a really good infinity sign. They are meaning that things keep going, okay? And spiders also have a rebirth around them too. So she has symbols of keys and torches, like I said, the light. She also has, you have to look it up, she has what's called Hecate's wheel. So it's got a bit of a swirly star in the middle, and it actually looks a bit like, what was it again? A maze, like you'd have to, a thingy maze that you go through. The number 3 is associated with her too. Daggers, so your Athamanes, sorry. Talking that much, I think I've had a few busy days, so like I said, the triple moon imagery is around her. The sickle, or the curved blade, I like that, which you would associate with the death symbol. So it's nothing bad. Whenever you get like the death symbol, especially within tarot or anything like that, that just means that you're coming to the end of something. You are shutting the door and ending it, right? You are cutting it away and saying, I need new beginnings. Okay, so I think that leads us nicely into doing a small meditation, and then maybe I've got some cards. I'm almost tempted to do, I didn't realise, I completely forgot I'd got these cards, and they were, for some reason, they were right at the front of when I opened up my cupboard, and these are my Halloween. It's my Halloween deck. I do have a Halloween deck that I've personally made, but I've left it. I've left it in the house. But we shall see what comes. But first of all, we are going to do just a connection to the inner goddess. Okay. So you can sit comfortably. If you can put relaxing music on behind you, that's fine. If you have chance, if you speak doing live, then you might not have chance, but you can always come back. So first thing I would say is to close your eyes if you can. I want everybody to do what feels comfortable for them and not forced, okay? Remember, the inner goddess is true to what they do, what they want, and not what anybody else wants, okay? Even me. Okay, so you need to take in a nice deep breath of 4. Hold and let go. Hold in, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and let go. So we're relaxing into our bodies, feeling into our bodies as we take ourselves to our feet, and imagine that our feet are now firmly on the ground, and like roots of trees go into the ground and center ourselves as we call upon that inner goddess energy to come alive and light us up. So as you see this, you can see yourself in a field. This field can look any way you want. It could be a meadow full of wildflowers. It could be lots of trees, even a forest. It could have a stream, a lake. Don't force it, just allow it to be. As you walk towards and move ahead of yourself, you start to see a being. They are walking towards you. This energy slowly shows itself to you. It is warm, welcoming, and open. The energy is your inner goddess. As she approaches you, you start to see her clearer and clearer. You start to see her hair, the colour of her skin, as she comes closer and closer to you. She starts to show the colour she's wearing. She starts to show you her inner being. You now take a seat, wherever that may be. You can sit with her on a bench, sit under a tree, or in the field of flowers, whatever comes to you. And she sits with you. As we take in those beautiful deep breaths and let them out, we acknowledge this being as part of ourselves and an outer being too, as she connects to you and your higher self and those higher realms. She is the in-between, and she is the knowledge and the wealth and understanding that you need and the clarity. So take a couple of minutes now and see if she gives you anything at all. She may give you a colour, a symbol, words, or just a sense of being with her. There is no need to force anything, just allow the energy to flow. I want you to thank that inner being, that inner goddess, that energy that's come to you. Thank you for coming to you and giving you the gift of her insight, giving you the gift of her presence, allowing something towards you that is part of you. So as we come back from that, we are thanking her. You can bring back whatever she's, maybe if she's given you something, whatever that may be. And open your eyes if you've not done so already, and give yourself a little bit of shake. Let's do some of that dancing and that movement. we shake the energy. You can put in the comments if you've got anything, if you saw anything, if you've got any colours, anything like that, anything that she gave you at all. Okay, any feelings at all. So we will have a quick look at the goddess cards. And see if we have any messages from the goddess energy. So these are a goddess deck that I created. So we'll start off with these. Okay, that one wanted to come out. So we have decisions to make. So some of you that may be relatable. So as I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. But some sort, that's where I feel like maybe something here is blocking some people. So if it relates to you, that you need to unblock something and voice things before making a decision. I should have said at the start of the video, shouldn't I? I've just actually remembered after 41 minutes that I should ask if you can hear me fine, but I'm presuming you can. Challenge yourself, also their challenge. So I will say the goddess of Hecate goddess is a goddess of challenge. She challenges you to be true to yourself. She challenges you to create those boundaries. Okay, the crossroads energy comes in and says, you know, let's challenge ourselves to our next adventure. So that comes nicely in with Hecate and the goddess of challenges. We shall do, because we considered doing shadow work, we will do a dark goddess. So these might be considered Halloweeny, since considering we're in October. I'm really rubbish at saying some goddess's name, by the way. But judgment. So I would think that that's part of the goddess energy there is to release judgment upon yourself. Release and let go. No judgment on yourself. Stop being so harsh on yourself. Just create that beautiful energy and self-love. And, you know, stop punishing who you are and what you want to do. So judgment. Release it. Who cares? Okay, so it's like release that. The more self-love that you can bring in, the less care you will have on outside judgment. All right, they want you to fly. Want it to fly off. Okay, so we had knowledge. So gaining some insight, gaining some knowledge. And there you see, she's got a snake. As I was talking about the snake as a symbol for Hecate. Although this is not Hecate, it's Pythiana. But the snake is a symbol of infinity, symbol of have you ever seen a symbol of like the snake that bites its tail? That's what's just showing me. It's like that energy. We go around and round, but that not in a necessarily a bad sense. So this is the Goddess Guidance deck. Okay. So we have Mother Mary. Miracles. Expect miracles. So to have more faith in yourself, have more faith that things will coming out, have more faith that you have the answers is what I'm hearing. Have more faith with intuition and what you need to hear is trusting you, trusting your own intuition, trusting that things will work out for you. is the energy of that, is what I get. Okay, prosperity. Prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you, and you need to be open to receiving. Another goddess that's actually like, because Hecate is Greek, and I think Artemis is Greek too, so she's a goddess that's also associated with Hecate. Artemis, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Prosperity, abundantina. So it's like, tap into that inner goddess. She has wisdom. You have wisdom that you need to tap into and create. Bridget, another goddess of fire, lots of fire energy. Stand up for what you believe in, do not back down. An energy of voicing yourself, being true to yourself, which is also goddess energy. It is to say that I am being true to who I want to be. I am being true to the nature of who I am and who I am to my core. You know, all that type of energy, that is goddess energy, to be true to you and not to hide away. So I will pull a Halloween card just because we're in October. Boom. Okay. Death. Don't be afraid. It's an eternal cycle. Like I said, the snake, it's an eternal cycle. So saying that, you know, it begins, something begins because something ends. Okay, it just means that the you know, we can shut one door. We need to shut one door, shut that door, and then open a new one. Okay. Winter. The sacredness of pausing. I know that winter is one of those times that we sometimes go into hermit mode, and it's also a great time for self-awareness and self-care. Okay, so it's a really great time to nurture and care for ourselves and do those rituals for ourselves. And for some reason, this is just water in here, but I've just seen tea. So, you know, you can do a tea ritual. You can just take your time and, you know, to make something for you, and you know, however you take it. So for, you know, I'm just seeing Spirit just really taking the time to make this tea, you know, with loving care and thought, and just that energy of pausing within something so simple. You're taking the time for you, and as you stir your tea's sugar form, if that's honey or sugar, you are, do this in clockwise motion by the way, you are setting your intentions for your day, you're tasting your intentions for your week. You are aligning with what comes for me today. Who am I today? What does Spirit want for me today? What do I want for me today? What's my energy? So you can do affirmations as well. You can say lots of different things. You can, I honour the goddess within. We are honouring our body's cycles, like I've said. We are honouring, I honour my mind. I honour my body. I honour my inner being. I honour my goddess. Okay. I honour my journey. I honour my intentions. I am so grateful. Also, Spirit is showing, don't forget to be grateful. Okay. The goddess energy gives and is empathetic and compassion to yourself, but also those around as well. So being grateful. I am grateful that I can take this time to stir my tea. I am grateful for the water. I am grateful for the sugar, the tea, everything else like that. So it's having care, having a moment, all those types of things. You are honouring that higher being and that goddess energy within, and fulfilling that self-love, which brings well-being and it brings abundance in life. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to see any comments, so I'll give it a second or two if anybody wants to ask me a question, and if this is going to do it or not. I don't know, but I can always come back on if anybody makes a comment and I see it. Not come back on the video, I'll just message back. So I hope that's all been alright for everybody. There will be obviously a replay, or it will be on the page as a replay for you to all watch, and I hope you've enjoyed your time with me. Okay, so I don't know. Thank you, there you go, thank you Sarah, thank you. I was like questioning myself then about the video, but thank you for joining me, those that have joined me live. Thank you for those that will watch afterwards, and I will be back with more my mind's gone, too many hectic days, more workshops each month for you in different things. I'll probably, I think I did make a list a while ago, got it, workshops, but if you have any inspirations that you maybe think that you want to learn that's spiritual, you can always make a comment about what you want to learn. But I shall see you next time, and thank you for joining me. Okay, bye.